During the mid-1980s, Father Jude and his staff at St. Augustine Church began housing people in the basement of the church. They housed as many as 30 people per night. This was not just the effort of one church, but the other churches in town, the Presbyterian Church, the Methodist Church, the Lutheran Church, were all involved in giving support. And in 1992, we first got our 501c nonprofit status. In 1998, we were able to purchase a building on Bridge Street that was large enough to house 3 families on the top floor and to have our office space on the bottom floors. In 1999, we hired Terry Moore, and from there our programs continued to expand. In 2003, Almost Home completed the U Station apartment complex. This provided 120 units of affordable rent. Our programs have now expanded to not only shelter space, but affordable apartment buildings, and also for rental assistance for people who are about to be evicted. This rental assistance program was one of our most successful programs, and this has received awards from the state. It was highly significant because kids in school were able to stay in the school that they were in rather than moving from school to school to school.
The work we do here, the assistance we do here for families, we normally get referrals for families either by word of mouth or some already know us, family members, the 211 that is run out of United Way, because we do assistance for all of Adams County. We have bilingual staff. We are open from 9 to 5, 5 days a week. The other good thing is that we have vouchers for our homeless people with the police department so that we don't have anybody out there if we're not opened. We advocate for people. We make sure that we try not to let anybody go without services. We had a mom with a child, and her husband got diagnosed with cancer. She had to take off of work so she could spend, because they had given him a month to live, so she wanted to spend the last month taking care of him. He was already with hospice, but she didn't have enough money for her rent. We do cases like that that are very sad, but they need help.
In this last fiscal year, 2008, we have a budget of approximately $600,000, and we have an income of $590,000, so we're a little bit short of that. Almost Home provides services in all kinds of areas, and our funding, we have approximately 40% of our budget is spent on rental and utility assistance programs, where we help those that are in need. Last year, we spent almost $200,000 on this issue. It's important that we keep people in their homes, and that is intended to do that exact thing. After giving the assistance, 90 days later, we call back and find out where they are, and we've found that 80% of those people helped have been able to stay in their homes, and we think that's a really significant kind of thing. 20% of our budget has been spent on Hughes Station. We have 120 units and rental development in Brighton. It's a wonderful project, and it provides housing for a lot of people that are in need. And approximately 13% of our budget goes to transitional housing. We then also have a shelter here in Brighton, and we are one of 2 in Adams County that has family housing. And so there's a great need for that shelter. So we have shelter for the homeless, we have transitional housing, hopefully will keep people out of being homeless, and then we have our Hughes Station apartments for low-income people. And the balance of the budget, 7% on fundraising, and then 11% on general operating costs. Now, where do we get the money to support Almost Home? 50% of it is, about 50% of it is from grants, 30+% from government grants, 20+% on private foundations. And then 12% is from individuals giving money locally, which is a critical issue for us because it's vital not only for the individual dollars that are given, but because our grants are very often determined based upon the support of the local community. So if we don't have support from the local community, we don't get the grants that we need to. The remainder of our income comes from the rent on our transitional housing, and we also have about 7% from our Hughes Station development. And it's really important that the individuals give the money so that we can get the grants. And we are presently getting approximately $8 from grants for every $1 that's given to us. The best thing about Almost Home is it's providing the needed services in our community for those that are less fortunate. We provide the shelters for them. We provide transitional housing, which gives them an opportunity for a couple of years at a reduced rate, and so that they can get stabilized. We really want people to become productive citizens, and that's the ultimate goal of Almost Home, to help people become wonderful citizens of our country and community.
When I came to the Almost Home, I feel like I'm part of their family. I've been counseling with Tina about my life. You know, I want to move on, and I want to be an independent person, and I want to be able to feed my family. And I also want to be able to be on my feet. And she's not just helping me with the financial or the housing things, but she also helped me with the idea about my life, you know, like what am I gonna do after this, and what do you want to do, or maybe I can go to school again, you know. It's really helpful. You know, as I said to her, that she's my angel.
The best thing about Almost Home and the counselors that we've met here is that they made us feel comfortable through a very stressful situation, and they made us feel like this is our home.
They've been very supportive and encouraging to us getting on our feet, even though we felt like all hope was lost, and now we feel like we can become part of the community and give back to what's given to us.
Thanks to Almost Home, I got my own room with free space, and then I was able to sleep freely and be comfortable.
The best thing about Almost Home is the backyard, because I feel like I'm home.
Almost Home needs your help. We receive financial support from government agencies at the national, local, and state level. We also appeal for funding to corporations, organizations, and lastly, individuals such as yourself. Of all the pieces of the funding we receive, it's the individuals that are the most important. It demonstrates the support that we receive in the communities we serve. We would ask you to consider supporting Almost Home in our mission to help us make sure that everyone in Adams County has a safe place to live and sleep every night. So thank you for your interest, and we look forward to your support.